Biggie Smalls.
Happy birthday to one of the illest MCs to ever touch a mic. Of course, I am talking about Notorious B.I.G, aka Biggie Smalls, aka Black Frank White, aka Big Papa, whatever you want to call it. This is gonna be like my first double review, because the reason why I'm calling it my double review is I'm actually reviewing Ready to Die and of course Life After Death. So just to pay homage to Notorious B.I.G on his birthday. You know, you're not supposed to mourn the death at times, you're supposed to like celebrate the life, you know. Alright, so let me get you some stuff about Biggie, give you some trivia. Alright, so Notorious B.I.G is an MC from Brooklyn, New York. He got started back in 1992. He was always influenced by, you know, people like Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. In 1992, like, he got recognized for his rapping, like, and that's how he got to the cover of The Source's Unsigned Hype. And he recorded a demo tape which was heard by Sean P. Diddy Combs while he was working for Uptown Records and things of that nature. And I believe his first appearance on Wax, was on Heavy D and the Boys, A Bunch of Niggas off the Blue Funk album, which was a very underrated album in my opinion. Probably my favorite album from them, but that's another story. And he got a recording contract in Uptown and stuff like that. He also got his first daughter around that time too, so he had to support his daughter, you know what I'm saying? Then he got more exposure when he appeared on a remix of Mary J. Blige's Real Love and stuff like that off the What's the 411 remix album, I believe back in 1993. And he appeared on like many remixes like Super Cat, Dolly My Baby, Nene Cherry, Buddy X. But his first like solo track came that same year when he did the song Party and Bullshit, which was off the Who's the Man soundtrack. You know, the movie with the Yo MTV Rap host Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. No, not the Dr. Dre from NWA, the fat Dr. Dre and Yo MTV Raps. You guys know what I mean. So then he got more exposure, like his major exposure, when he appeared on a remix of Craig Mack's classic single Flavor in the Ear. That remix was crazy. It had Biggie himself, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, Rampage, and things of that nature. And Biggie, he killed it on that song. Then fast forward to 94, you know, he dropped his first single, Juicy, and stuff like that. And a couple months later, you got this album. Singles this album is known for. One came up with like 4 singles. Warning, which is like a street single. One More Chance, the remix. I'll get into that. Juicy, and Big Papa. So, you know, it's hip hop classic. Everyone should own this in their collection. You know, this is actually the remastered version and things of that nature. And the reason why this album got remastered is because the original version of this album, it had like a couple samples that didn't clear out. So I believe Puffy wanted to remaster it back in 2006. I mean, not 2004, I believe. And the cool thing about this is like it gives you a bonus disc of the DVD. It features all the music videos, like Juicy. Then all of a sudden, it has a live performance of Unbelievable in Atlanta. And it also came out with 2 bonus tracks right there. That's a really good deal. Producers on this album are the Blues Brothers, Diddy, Puffy, DJ Premier, Easy Mo B. I mentioned him a couple of times. Lord Finesse, DITC family, Pokey, Darnell Scott, and Chucky Thompson. Let's get started with the songs. Oh yeah, I forgot. Only has one guest appearance on the album, and that is Method Man. So, yeah. This is the intro song. Basically about Biggie's life, his parents, how he got started to like crack dealing and robberies and stuff like that. Basically sets the whole tone of the album. Track number 2. Things Unchanged. Now this song right here was very dope. Very, very dope song. And basically talking about how a lot of things in Biggie's life have changed his life, like the way people be acting, actions that people do, stuff like that. So
Hunters had the high top jellies, shooting skelly. Motherfuckers was all friendly, lounging at the barbecues, drinking brews with the neighborhood crews, hanging on the avenues. Turn your pages to 1993. Niggas is getting smoked, G. Believe me, talk slick, you get your neck slit quick. Cause real street niggas ain't having that shit. Toting text for rep, smoking blunts in the project always, shooting dice all day, waiting for niggas to step up on some fighting shit. We get hype and shit and start lighting shit. So step away with your fist fight ways, motherfucker. This ain't back in the day, but you don't hear me though.
See what I mean? Like, that's another thing about Biggie too. He took like his street story, he took that to a whole another level at the time. Like, he was, I can really tell he was kind of influenced by like Cool G rap stories, especially like in the Live and Let Die era. So that's just how I see it. Track number 3 is Give Me the Loot, Give Me the Loot. Storytelling at its best, you know. One of my favorite songs off the album. This is like one of the few songs where Biggie actually raps 2 verses at the time, and he's talking about like a robbery and things of that nature. And what else?
Let me get the vest. No need for that. Just grab the fucking gat. The first pocket that's fat. The tech is to his back. Word is born. I'ma smoke him. Yo, don't fake no moves. What? Treat it like boxing. Stick and move. Stick and move. You ain't got to explain shit. I've been robbing motherfuckers since the slave shit. With the same clip and the same 4-5. 2 point blank. A motherfucker sure to die. That's my word. Nigga even try to go guard. Have his mother singing It's So Hard. Yes, love. Love your fucking attitude. Because the nigga play pussy. That's the nigga that's getting screwed and bruised up from the pistol whipping.
And that's another thing I forgot to mention. If you notice in the first couple of songs in Ready to Die, Biggie kind of like had like a rougher tone voice, you know, rougher tone flow. And I believe like Puffy, he got his own little bad boy, and he wants to like have like a positive image, like I want to say like a positive image, like positive but smooth kind of image. So that's why in later songs of Ready to Die, Biggie actually had like that his signature smooth kind of flow and delivery. So yeah. Track number 4, Machine Gun Funk. Now this hands down one of my favorite songs of the album. Basically one of those songs where you listen to and like you can just really close your eyes and picture what's going on. This was actually supposed to be like the first single, but Puffy picked out Juicy instead. So, and I believe I looked some stuff up, and this is actually Biggie's favorite song he ever did. You hear that Lords of the Underground sample, and originally DJ Premier, he did the original version on the OG version of Ready to Die, but I believe who produces it? Easy Mo B actually came out with another beat, so I guess Biggie liked that beat better. But if you I'm gonna post a link to the DJ Premier's version. That version is ill, to be honest. Track number 5. Warning. Classic song, one of the most coldest songs in Biggie's catalog. Basically another song that basically tells about robbery. Some guys try to rob Biggie's house and things of that nature.
It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. A niggas wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper. Remember them niggas from the hill up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with? Blunts and got nice with? Yeah, my nigga Fame up in Prospect. Nah, them my niggas, nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them, they schooled me to some niggas that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro, when they wanna stick the knife through your windpipe slow. So
yeah. Has that recognizable Isaac Hayes sample. That sample has been used many times in hip hop. So for all my Isaac Hayes fans, especially like fans of his earlier stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that pretty dope song. Another example of Biggie storytelling. So track number 6. Ready to Die. This is what I really call. This is what I really call the climax of the album, like the title track, because it really gets to like things going, and like how Biggie's the drug roll and the drug kingpin and stuff like that. How he's like having like paranoid thoughts and things of that nature. Like how he says, "Fuck my mom, fuck my girl. My life's played out like a Jerry curl." Like that's how like really people with high power. That's how they sometimes they sound though.
techniques tripping out my butt cheeks. Sleep on my stomach so I don't fuck up my sheets. My shit is deep, deeper than my grave, G. I'm ready to die and nobody can save me. Fuck the world, fuck my moms and my girl. My life is played out like a Jerry curl. I'm ready to die.
Oh yeah, a little trivia though. In 2006, a couple record companies, they sued Bad Boy Records for like songs like Ready to Die and Machine Gun Funk and Give Me the Loot over like sample clearances and stuff like that. So like the original version has like the sample, I believe the original version of this song has like that Parliament sample, I believe. And so that's why that's like the reason they remastered it, to take out their sample or else this album will be out of print, and God knows we don't want that in hip hop. So, track number 7, One More Chance.
Why you hoes calling here for my best friend and we don't get down like that?
Whether it's stiff tongue or stiff dick.
No, this is not the One More Chance song you guys are familiar with. That's actually the remix version featuring Mary J. Blige and Total. This is actually the original street version. It's basically like rapping about his sex life and his macking persona. Like, you guys should know about that.
With the Hennessy dick, mess around and go blind, don't get to see shit. The next batter, here to shatter, your blatter, it doesn't matter. Skinny or fat or light skinned or black, baby, I drop these. Boniqua my me, screaming I pop these. I love it when they call me Big Pop, but I only smoke blunts if they roll prop. But look, I got ya caught up with the drunk flow, fuck taekwondo, I told a fofo. For niggas getting mad cause they bitch chose me, a big black motherfucker with G. You see, all I do is separate the game from the truth. Big bang boots from the Bronx to Bolivia, getting physical like Olivia Newt.
Yeah, you guys should know about that. I know, but then I think Puffy, he wanted that more pop crossover feel, so that's why he got that remix with that DeBarge sample in it. Other than that, I like this version of One More Chance. It's a pretty dope version. You know, it really has that more street kind of feel, that street dark feel. Track number 8 is a skit called Fuck Me, featuring Lil' Kim. It's just Lil' Kim and Biggie basically fucking, I guess. Nothing really important. Track number 9 is hands down a song called The What, featuring Method Man.
I used to get feels on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from the HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain. Prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like all
this song right here, basically Biggie and Method Man going back and forth with lyricism craziness, you know. Biggie even said that Method Man killed him on the song.
Here I am, I'll be damned if it ain't some shit. Come to spread the bud, the lyrics over harmony grit. It's the mood killer death trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at, surrender. Step inside the ring, use the #1 contender. Looking cold booty like your pussy in December. Nigga, stop bitching, button up your lippin'. From method, all you gettin' is a can of ass whipping. Hey, I be kicking. You son, you doing all the yapping, acting as if it can't happen. Your frontin' got me mad and
in the original version of this album, you notice there's like a different verse Biggie did, and Biggie actually changed his verse because Method Man had that ill verse on it. But in my opinion, they both did their thing. But I guess Method Man kind of had that lyrical style, that Tikal flow at the time, stuff like that. But they both did their thing on that record. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna take away from neither of them. Track number 10, Juicy.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape.
Self-explanatory. One of the most popular singles off this album. This is basically Bad Boy's way of crossing over, having that hardcore song with the image, with like the pop image. This song actually contracted some controversy because, according to Pete Rock, he was the original producer to this song, and that Puffy actually stole or like beat jacked, as you would say, the instrumental and stuff like that, and made it his own. Because if you listen to Pete Rock's version of the beat, then it's like basically the same thing. And then you listen like the beat on this album, it's basically like he just added like that more crossover feel to it. And that's what I don't like about producers sometimes. They just beat jack or make beats similar to yours. It's like find your own style most of the time. Anyway, this is Juicy, popular song, classic song. Basically the rise of fame. Track number 11, Everyday Struggles. This is my favorite song off this entire album. I remember when I first heard this song back in like 2008. It just blew me away and stuff like that. Basically, another one of those songs where Biggie's rapping about death most frequently and things of that nature, how he's beginning to feel paranoid and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's my favorite song of this album. I feel like this is one of those songs where everyone can relate to. I mean, not like the drug kingpin stuff like that. Like, not like the street hustler, drug kingpin stuff like that. Just like the way he puts his lyrics together and things of that nature. Track number 12, Me and My Bitch. Another one of those classic songs. You know, basically tells a story where Biggie met this girl and stuff like that. She was fine, all that, and like he married her, and they begin to start robbing and things of that nature. And next thing you know, at the end of the song, she actually gets killed. And it was like, what's this?
The one that never snitch. Tell me when I broke her, when I'm filthy fucking rich. And I admit, when the time is right, the wine is right, I treat you right. You talk slick, I beat you right. My bitch is falling. One day she used my toothbrush to clean the toilet. Throwing my clothes out the window. So when the wind blows, I see my polos and Timbos. Hide my car keys so I can't leave. A real slick bitch keep a trick up her sleeve. And if
probably one of the most gangster love songs I've ever heard in my life. It was too hardcore. Like Biggie's stories were off the chain. Track number 13. Big Papa. Everyone knows this song, you know. Another one of Biggie's coldest songs and stuff like that. I looked up that Busta Rhymes actually performed background vocals to the song too. Things of that nature.
to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club, knocking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with.
I think this is probably like the most song people associate him with. And what else? I think this song was actually nominated for a Grammy back in 95 or 96. So, oh yeah, there's a remix of this song. the Big Papa Club Mix. That's a must listen to right there. That beat on that song is ill. Track number 14, Respect. Another interesting fact, Biggie actually has some, I believe some Jamaican, like, descendant or something like that. Like he's mixed with Jamaican because his mom is Jamaican. And that's why it explains like the style this song took. It had like the more of like a rugged kind of like a dancehall kind of beat. And he's like rapping about his life in this song. Pretty okay song. I mean, at first I heard this song, I didn't really like the beat at first. I kind of thought it was kind of some filler, but it's actually a pretty decent song. I mean, not like decent, it's a pretty cool song, you know. Track number 15, Friend of Mine.
All the steak assholes, all my niggas know. My niggas done. You know how we play. Fucking still. You know how I go. To wake me up, that's why I tote text and stuff to get them off my case just in case the little fucker ends up misplaced. I don't give a bitch enough to catch the bus. And when I see the scene and I'm leaving.
This is another one of those songs that I felt was kind of okay. This is basically Biggie explaining why he's kind of cool to females at times, and how some females use him. They call him fat motherfucker and stuff like that. And he just said he like uses them for sex because, you know, that's for his own pleasure. Other than that, pretty okay song. Track number 16, Unbelievable. I played that song when I first started the video. That's actually a DJ Premier produced track. Interesting story though. Biggie was like a huge fan of DJ Premier, like the whole Gangstar, especially like the stuff he did with Guru Gangstar. And he actually won a beef with Primo. Primo was kind of like, you're dope and everything, but I don't really have the time, stuff like that. But he wasn't really taking no for the answer, so he went over to Primo's house. Primo actually made the beat in front of Biggie and stuff like that. And so it was kind of like a last minute beat. So that's kind of like a really dope story. Track number 17, Suicidal Thoughts. This is probably the darkest song on the album.
Cause I'm a piece of shit, it ain't hard to fucking tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goodies dressed in white. I like black Timbs and black hoodies. God'll probably have me on some real strict shit. No sleeping all day, no getting my dick licked. Hanging with the goodies, lounging in paradise. Fuck that shit. I wanna tote guns and shoot dice. All my life I've been considered as the worst. Lying to my mother, even stealing out a purse. Crime after crime, from drugs to extortion. I know my mother wish she got a fucking abortion. She don't even love me like.
Basically talking to his friend in this song, and he basically said he wants to kill himself, and his friend tried to talk him out of it, and then just killed himself, you know. Like that's what the whole album kind of like led up to, like the original version led up to this. So pretty like dope song. Lord Finesse produced that beat, and Lord Finesse was surprised how Biggie rhymed well on that beat and stuff like that. So shout out to the whole DITC family, and yeah. Track number 18, this is the bonus track. Who Shot You? This was actually the B-side to Big Papa. And this was actually released in 1995, a year after this album was released. And this was actually a very, very controversial song, because you guys should know why, the whole Tupac shooting, him blaming Biggie, Puffy, the song came out, Pac thought that Biggie was making fun of him, so that's the whole story.
From the opsa, leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Then the shit stopped when I fall the plot. Neighbors call the cops and they heard mad shots. Saw me in the trap.
Oh yeah, another thing too. This is actually supposed to be released on Mary J. Blige's My Life album. I believe it was supposed to be like an interlude. This was actually supposed to feature Keith Murray, but the label Uptown said that was kind of too hardcore for an R&B album, especially the beat. And it was kind of like, and I guess they asked Keith Murray to like record his own version of it. So hey, that's an interesting story. Track number 19, the last track, Just Plain Dreams. Basically, Biggie's way of having dreams of fucking R&B singers. Another controversial song. He talks about fucking, I believe, Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton.
Real love, huh? Hold your horses. I'ma show you who the boss of intercourse is. Sex, I'm taking no losses. Even groups like SWV and TLC.
Real controversy. I believe, I was looking up some stuff about Complex.com, and one of the members of Escape, she actually got mad at Biggie and didn't accept his apology, I believe, when Biggie apologized to her over the song's lyrics. And I believe I read that Patti LaBelle also got mad at him too, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna post a link to that. So that's all the songs off this album. Overall, this is a hip hop classic by many. Everyone should have this album in their collection. Basically, a lot of people kind of said this album revived the East Coast hip hop. As much as I love this album, I don't really believe it really did revive, because when I think of like the East Coast Renaissance, like that whole revival, I always go back to listen to like Black Moon, Enter the Stage, and Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. But I'm not taking away from this album, not yet. So, but back to this album, like this album is dark, gritty, but I believe anyone can really listen to it. And Biggie, this will be Biggie's this is my favorite Biggie album to date. And I'm gonna review Life After Death like later on, so stay tuned for that. The review is not over yet, so stay tuned.